Hi guys, welcome to the King's International Foundation Program Offer Holders webcast. Please, if you can hear me, can you type in the comments so that I can start? Okay, so today, my name is Chidebere Abucha, and I'm from Nigeria, and I'm currently studying the International Foundation Program Law Pathway. So today, I'm going to be with you to cover several points about Kings, including why I chose to come, student life at Kings, progression in the course, and student support. Um, I've been in Kings for the past 6 or 7 months, about 7 months, and I decided to come because a friend of mine had told me about the school because her brother had been here. And at first, I didn't really, it was like a word of mouth thing. I didn't really take it very seriously until I started like properly checking for places to come to in the UK. And it seemed to have the best foundation program out of all the ones that are available. So at the end of the day, it was a no-brainer. It was in London. It was really good. So I decided to come. And when I first came, I remember thinking that the school was so big because there were so many people, and it just really seemed really big and really academic, if that makes any sense. But it was a really nice environment, and I felt like it was a place where I could continue. Sorry, I felt like it was a place that I could continue studying comfortably and all. So, why don't we do a quick poll? If you guys could click on the green button. Okay. This poll is to check like the particular international foundation program course you're interested in. So you just like click the one that you're interested in and press submit so you can see what it's what everyone is interested in. Okay, I'll give you a couple minutes to do that. We'll see what the results are. Okay, okay. Thanks. Okay, it seems like most people are into business management and social science. Okay, interesting. Okay. um, let's move on to student life at King's. King's is a massive school, so and there's like so many different people, and because of that, there's so many different societies. I remember the first day that we came in, the same day that we had our uh, when we were integrated into school and all that, we also had the chance to like go and join societies. And there were so many different things. It could be based on your ethnicity, it could be based on your interest. There's a political society, there's a law society, there's I think any society you can possibly think of, we probably have it. I'm in the Bar Society, I'm in the African and Caribbean Society, and I'm also in the Mooting Society. There's even a vegetarian society. So there's so many things that you could join in Kings if you want. Anything that you're interested in, you could probably join it. Kings, like I said, Kings is a massive place and it's such a multicultural community because there are so many people from different places. I've met more nationalities in my 6 months that I've been here than anywhere else. So it's a big community, but it can be as small as you want to make it. Depends on what you're interested in and what you're interested in going in. Um, yeah. Then you could also have a close-knit society in the accommodation. King's has accommodation guaranteed for its international foundation students and for the first year of the program. And there's so many different types of accommodation that you can get that could be closer or farther to school and can have as many or as little people as you want in it. There are also girls only halls and all that. So the applications for the accommodation opened on the 6th of March. So you can start applying to find the place that you're interested in. I just got a question from Omar Al Qadi. Sorry if I didn't pronounce that perfectly well. He asked, how many hours do I study daily? It depends on the timetable. You get it's not the same every day. Some days are more than others. I have a day that I'm in school from 11 to 6, but some days I only have an hour of class. So it really depends on your timetable. There's no set number of times each day. Let's move on to life in London. I mean, I think everyone here knows where and what London is, and you expect it to be such a big place, and it really is, but it doesn't feel like it until you stop for a minute to observe people. So I've found that life here has been really fast paced for me because I have a ton of stuff I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go to class. I'm trying to do a ton of stuff at the same time. So you get to be really independent and on your own, but at the same time, if you're with friends, it doesn't feel as big. So London is really one of those places that it's what you make of it that it becomes for you. Um, in the time I've been here, I've gotten to eat so many food from different places that I guess wasn't available back home in Nigeria. I've had the chance to have. Oh, and I've also found like really funny at small quaint shops to eat in that have specialized in some really random stuff, like this serial killer cafe that only has breakfast cereal for some reason, but it's really nice to go to. So my some tips for me would be number one to always have an umbrella. I'd say that London is either cold or wet or it's both. So you should have an umbrella, an umbrella and a warm jacket just to stay safe. And public transport is your friend. You need to be constantly check the TFL websites and everything for tube strikes and how the trains work and all that. And if you're like me and you're really bad with like getting around and all that, you really need apps that help you to get around. So yeah, it's a bit different, but it just takes a little adjusting to, and it's not as bad as it might seem to some. Yeah, good. Okay. So guys, why don't we do another poll about student societies? So once again, all you have to do is just press the green button and then we go from there. Okay. Well, people seem to be really interested in all the types of societies that are available. I guess that's nice to be open-minded because I trust me, there's a ton of societies available. Really big. Okay, thanks for that. Okay. Personally, like I said, I'm in the African and Caribbean Society. That's a ethnic society. I'm also in the King's Bar Society, and the Mooting Society. So they're mostly tailored to like my academic interest and my ethnicity. But there's sporting societies and all of this that I would have loved to join, but that was that. Okay. Someone just Omar Al Kadi asked again if it would be more practical to live in KCL accommodation or to live in an apartment in London. Personally, I live in King's accommodation, and in my opinion, I think it's just much easier. It takes so much stress off of you because you just get allocated a place and then you move in and pay the fees and all that. And I had a friend who wanted to get private accommodation by himself, but I don't know, he seemed kind of stuck for a while because he was constantly searching. So I guess it's up to you. If you think it would be easier for you to find a place by yourself, then go ahead. But honestly, Kings just makes it so much easier. So I'd say why, and the residences are really good. So I'd say you should go ahead and get King's residence. Okay. Yeah, and like I said, you get guaranteed accommodation anyway as an international foundation program student. So why not? Once again, guys, feel free to post any questions that you have, and I will answer them if I can. Okay, let's move on to progression. Kings has a guaranteed progression for its foundation students onto a King's course. So 91% of foundation students seem to progress to King's or any other top UK university. So you can feel safe knowing that once you're done with your course, there's going to be a place for you. Um, what? Sorry, let me just go down a bit. Radha Al Hamar. Sorry about the pronunciations, guys. I'm doing my best. She says, "How or Radha Al Hamar asks, how is the foundation course going for you? It's going really well, actually. The first term was actually the first month was all I really needed to settle down. But now I'm kind of used to like the stuff that we have to do, having to hand in essays and all that. So, and I feel like that's how it is for everyone else that I know. So it's not really difficult to integrate into. Omar Al asked, what's different about the foundation program and high school classes? Well, the foundation program is going to be centered around, well, depending on the pathway you choose, it's going to be mostly centered around English and a specific subject, specific pathway. Okay, a specific pathway. So I'm not sure how high school might have been in the place that you were, but I feel like you probably will have less classes, and it's in a university environment. Moreover, that it's really small classes. There are about 18 people in a class, so really intimate classes that you go to. Um, Back to progression, I'm really confident with the progression rate at King's because of, like I said, it's 91% of students are able to go onto a university, and that might be in King's or somewhere else. So you can be like, yeah, you can be for their first year, so you can be guaranteed that you have a place to go to. You can be sure that you have a place to go to. Also, and while you're doing this, you're not going to be alone in the UCAS applications and all that. You get special classes for help with UCAS and maybe IELTS exams if you're taking them. So there's tons of support from tutors, and there are classes that help you to move on into the program. UCAS is the system, and for anyone that doesn't know, UCAS is the system that you use to apply to universities in the UK. So you get help with writing your personal statements, with making your UCAS application and everything. So everything just kind of transitions smoothly. Okay. Sorry, Radha. Sorry, so sorry. Radha Alhamar asks, how are the teachers in the program? They're extremely helpful. We have not only your personal tutor is going to be like the person that I feel like you interact with the most and you can go with if you have problems with you can go to if you have problems with your academic work and all that. There's also like welfare services if you need someone to talk to, or if you need like guidance on things about living in London and stuff like that. There's always people to go to. So there's massive support and welfare in school. Um, Husseina Dabas asked, is the foundation year program similar to the fifth year of high school? Um, we might need to get back to you on that one, Husseina. Hussein, sorry. Yeah, I can't really answer that, but we'll get back to you on that. Okay. Why don't we do another poll? Once again, guys, all you have to do is just click the green button and go from there. Mhm. Okay, thank you for that, guys. Okay, we'll go back. Thanks. Um, Once again, feel free to comment any questions that you have. Omar Omar Al Khadi asks from what time the classes start and what time do they end. Once again, it depends on your timetable. Different days have different starting times. Some days I start by 11, some days I start by 9. So it really depends on your timetable. Hussein Dabas asked, do you have to apply through UCAS after the foundation year is complete? You applied during the foundation year, but yes, you have to apply through UCAS to be able to go into university in the UK. That's just how it works. There also for if there are any question, sorry, you know how I said that you guys should post like the questions you have, but if after this you want more information, you can always find out more on our website if you're looking for course information and accommodation questions, as well as frequently asked questions. You can always find us. You can also find us on social media. Um, Back to progression in Kings. Like I said earlier, Kings is a really good place. It's a really good school. It's one of the top schools in the world. It offers really good programs in all its subjects, and it's in London. If you're into big cities, it's in London and everything. And it's a really good place with really good people and a huge sense of community, which is really surprising for a school in a big city. But it has a sense of community and everything here. And I feel like it's a very comfortable, safe. It's a safe space, in my opinion. And it's a place where you can make friends, meet people like you, and everything like that. I feel like Kings is a really good place to stay after your foundation year, and it's a really good place to do your foundation year. Okay, on to the questions. Omar Al-Kadi asks, is it very difficult to meet the requirements in order to proceed into first year? Um, Usually is it, but it depends on your course at the end of the day. So most there's a guaranteed offer with a B plus requirement for most courses, for most pathways, sorry, on the program. So yeah, it's not very difficult. But it depends on, but once again, it depends on your course, on your pathway, sorry, and the course you want to study. Rather, I'll hammer. You have to apply through UCAS in the foundation program, even if you want to study at King's College after. Yes, you do, because that's the only way they can process the application and all that for you to get the admission. So you definitely have to apply through UCAS, but it's not something that you have to worry about because there's so much support. You're taken through literally every step of how to write it, your personal statement, how to fill in your application, and everything. So it's not really something. Applying through UCAS is really not something that you should worry about because there are people to support you every step of the way. And like I said, there's a 91% chance that you're going to progress into King's. And there's a guaranteed offer for King students anyway, for most courses, in most pathways. Omar Al-Khadi asks, what are the requirements for business and social science? I can't really answer that question. Maybe we can get back to you at a later time. Or you could check on the websites and you could check on the website. Okay. One more poll. Guys, we're going to do one more poll. If you could just click on the green button, like I said. Seems to be a tie between the Reverend Desmond Tutu and John Keats. Well, personally, if I could meet anyone, I'd probably meet Desmond Tutu. Really cool. Okay. Omar Al-Kadi asks, how much free time do I have per week? Like I said, it really depends on your timetable. I can't really give any specific answers. It really honestly depends on your timetable. But I have a good amount of free time, I would say. Um, I have the entire weekend free, and most of the days the classes, unless apart from like a few days where I have like a lot of classes, I usually have a good amount of free time during the day. So as well. So okay, yeah. But at the end of the day, sorry, I feel like there's a good balance between study and free time. So you get just the right amount of time in classes and you get like free time. But then during your free time, you also have to like do those schoolwork that you have as well as like do recreational stuff. Excuse me. So yeah, it's a good balance in my opinion. There's enough classes and there's enough leisure time. Hussein Dabas asks how many lessons are there per day. I think I've said this before about anything about your classes and the amount of free time that you have is really dependent on your timetable, and you get that as you get here. So, Brother Al Hamar says, is studying law at the King's Foundation program difficult? No, it isn't in particular. Like the content of what we learn isn't particularly difficult. It's something that you can do. But I mean, there's where the only I guess the law pathway is the pathway is changing. So I know now it's going to include international relations. I don't know how it to be then. So I guess you just have to come and find out. But studying law as I am now, it hasn't been really difficult for me. It's really enjoyable. Plus, you also have a ton of support anyway. With Sorry, you also have a ton of support from your tutors and everything. And if you're having any problems, you can go meet them and talk to them about where you're feeling, where you're lacking confidence and all that. Are there any more questions, guys? Feel free to comment your questions. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. So don't forget, guys, if you have any questions that you feel couldn't be answered here, you can always check out our website for all the information that you need, and you could also email Kings at below with the email that's below. So, but you can also post your questions here, and I'll answer them if I can. There's also a place on the website for frequently asked questions. So just click. Oh, and you could just there's also a place for frequently asked questions. So you could just click the link here and you can find the answers to them if you don't feel confident typing them. But rest assured, if you type your questions, I will answer them if I can. Also follow us on social media. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. So, and we also have an offer holder group on Facebook. So we'll be in touch. Okay, guys, are there any more questions? Okay, Radha Alhama asked if we can join clubs during the foundation program. Yes, you can. I'm in four. I'm actively in four different clubs right now, so you're free to join as many clubs or as few clubs as you want. Omar Akadi asked, what's different from first year and foundation? Well, the foundation year is more English based, I guess. So while you like work more on your English and what on your particular pathway and an extra module in your first year, you focus solely on your you focus solely on your pathway. So like the foundation year, think of the foundation year as a kind of preparatory course for you to go on to your first year. Any more questions? Brother Alhama asked, do you have any trip or activities during the year? Yeah, there's a King's Traveling Society. And they usually go on trips to different places. I always get sent emails, so they go on trips to different places. So there's that. I mean, but you can always go on trips by yourself. Um, Personally, I would say my favorite thing about London is once again the multiculturalism, I guess, and the feeling of being like independent, I guess. It's great. Also, the chance to be able to make so many great friends from so many different places. I honestly thought when I came here, I'd be lonely because I'm more of an introvert and everything. But I was surprisingly able to make a good amount of friends. So I feel like there are always people that you can meet and be friends with if you just like go to the societies and all that. There are people like you all around. You just have to really check and look. Hussein Dabas asked, "How is the dorm life?" Um, Sorry, King's residences have, well, mine has activities and programs and all that, so it has stuff like that. But it really depends on the accommodation you're in. But I feel like most of them are really interactive. You get to interact with other people, and they're really nice. But once again, you can check on the website for more information about accommodation. I guess. Are there any more questions? Um, Omar Alkadi asks, how much do I go out of campus per week? My name is Omar Alkadi asks, how much do I go out of campus a week? I feel like this is kind of related to, I'm not sure, but I think you're saying that how much free time do I have? And well, like I said, it's dependent on your timetable. But if I was to do a rough estimate, maybe, I don't know. I'm free. My school life and my private life is really well balanced, in my opinion. I get enough time to study and enough time to be myself and just like have fun. If that's what you're concerned about. So it's not overbearing. You have just enough contact hours per week and just enough time to do private study and to do recreational activities. Okay. Okay. Do we have any more questions? Okay. Thank you guys for coming. Um, like I said, if there's still any unanswered questions you have, you can find out more on our website. Click the links here to find out more on our website about course information, accommodation, and stuff like that. Make sure to email your questions and to follow us on social media for latest updates and pictures and more information about the club, about the course. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a good day. Bye, guys.